Good afternoon, everybody. Shavua Tov. Welcome to a new week and welcome to a new edition of the Israel Brief brought to you by Lay of the Land. If we haven't met, and I sincerely hope we have, I am Rolene Marks bringing you the top stories from Israel and surrounds every Monday to Thursday on this platform from right here in our studios in Modi'in, exactly between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, and in lockdown as we carry on with our much stricter lockdown. And I just wanted to know, how are you all doing? Drop us a line in the comments below. Let us know where in the world you are and if you are doing well and doing safe. And don't forget that if you want to watch this on YouTube, we do have a YouTube channel. You can find us at the Israel Brief, and all you have to do is click on the red subscribe button to get your daily headlines. So while we're talking headlines, let's dive right in with the latest stories. And the IDF have struck Hamas targets in the Gaza Strip in response to 2 rockets fired from the northern Gaza Strip towards the Israeli town of Ashdod in the middle of the night last night. The rockets did land in the sea, but the IDF does reiterate our right to defend our sovereign territory against any threats. And while we are talking about the COVID-19 pandemic and lockdowns, Israel's ministers will be debating later today whether or not to extend the lockdown for another week. While we are rolling out our vaccinations and we've passed the 2 million citizen mark, which we are really proud of, we continue to lead the world and continue to actually be a lab for the world to see how people are responding to this and what kind of lockdown strategy we will having in terms of exiting. Our infection rate is still high, so we are hoping to bring that down. Also up for discussion will be whether or not to curb any overseas travel in order to make sure that that rate of infection comes down. Last week, health officials said that they think that we have reached the peak of this third wave. However, we're still not at a comfortable level. And this week, Israel opened up vaccines to those aged 45 and older. So as we progress, so that age group is getting younger and younger, and we really hope to have all our citizens above the age of 16 vaccinated by the end of March. However, there is somebody who is battling COVID-19 at the moment, somebody who is not just a national treasure to all of us, but an international treasure to Jews all around the world, and that is Rav Meir Lau. And he has tested positive for COVID, and his family say he is feeling okay. In fact, he's feeling good, but we just wanted to send out special love to the Rav. He really is somebody that this whole country really, really treasures. And our final story takes us to Morocco. Morocco, our brand new friend in the Abraham Accords. They've also agreed to normalize ties with Israel, but in an exceptional move, the African country, which is also an Arab country, becomes the second Arab country to dedicate and promote the fight against rising anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism. They have signed a memorandum of agreement with the US State Department and joined another member of the Abraham Accords, Bahrain, in signing this kind of MOU. And we couldn't think of a more fitting way to end the Israel Brief by discussing the fight against intolerance than by honoring somebody who stood for civil rights and tolerance, and that is the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Today in the United States is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It's a day that honors and remembers the work and the great man, the great civil rights leader who, apart from working very hard to ensure equality, and we can't forget that iconic I Have a Dream speech, he was also somebody who worked very, very strongly and marched alongside many Jewish leaders and stood firm against rising anti-Semitism. And there could be no more of a fitting time to honor this tremendous man. And we can't forget his words that says, when you criticize Zionists, you mean Jews, and that is anti-Semitism. So those are our top stories making headlines today. Don't forget, you can check out our original content online at www www.layoftheland.online. You can read an article by Dave Kaplan about Lithuania, who should be taking responsibility for their past. However, there is a move not to do that. You can also check out our content online, and because it's MLK Junior Day, we have quite a lot of content posted on our Facebook page, including an article that examines the ties between Zionism and the civil rights movement. And don't forget about our YouTube channel. You can find us at the Israel Brief. All you have to do is click on that red subscribe button and follow us on Twitter. We are very active there as well. And you can find us at Lay of the Land with the digit 5. So with the Monday edition of the Israel Brief, I'm Rolene Marks, actually keeping it brief today, and we'll chat again tomorrow.